So at the age of 19, I scaled to 10K plus per month online. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking it down and showing you guys exactly how I did it. Okay, here's proof. Here's a Stripe screenshot if you want to see. But I'm going to be breaking it down exactly how I did it so you can understand a little bit more. And secondly, so you guys watching at home can see exactly how I did it. Because I'll be honest, it was extremely simple, so simple to the fact that I've been able to write it down and note it into 3 points. Let's get into it. First things first, okay, the goal. I figured out the goal and I figured out what I was aiming for, okay? If you want to achieve something and if you want to get to a certain level, if you want to achieve something, it needs to be crystal clear. You need to have exactly what you're looking to do and you need to have it in mind, all right? You may have heard the analogy, if you get into a car and you don't have a destination, you'll never arrive. And it's the exact same of when you're trying to hit a goal. Whether you're trying to hit a business goal, a fitness goal, a finances goal, whatever it is, you need to be extremely crystal clear of exactly what it is that you're aiming for. And me, when I started, I was crystal clear that I wanted to make 10 grand plus per month. It was measurable, okay? It was measurable to the point where I'd be able to look at my Stripe screenshot. I'd be able to look at my bank account and see, okay, how far am I to this goal? Every single month, I'd be able to wake up, check my bank account. How much have I made? How long do we have? It's something measurable. If you're trying to achieve something, but you don't exactly know what it is that you're trying to achieve, you'll never be able to hit it because there's no clear end post. You could get further than the goal, but if you don't know what the goal is, like you could have something that you want to do, or you could have like the concept of what you want to do, and you can just work at it, and you can get further than the goal. But if you don't know what the goal is, you will never stop and you'll never be satisfied. So I was crystal clear of the goal that I had in mind and it was measurable. It was also motivating. Okay, 10K plus per month, every single person, it's like the golden number for every single person starting to make money. For some reason, I don't know, maybe it's just the big one and the tons of zeros. Every single person and their mother wants to make 10 grand a month. So it was motivational. I knew that making this as a 19-year-old would put me above every single person. I thought it'd get me all the girls. I thought it'd get me everything. I thought it'd give me all of the confidence I needed. And to be honest, it did. And finally, I made it believable, okay? There's so many people in the world that have made 10K. There's people that make 10K a day. So me being 19, I was like, there's people making 10K a day. I can make 10K in a month. And I had the utmost confidence in me, okay? So when you're looking for a goal, you want to make it specific. It was extremely specific for me that I wanted to hit 10K. It was emotional. Like I said, I'd been seeing people make 10K ever since I'd been exposed to the online making money, ever since I'd seen side hustles. I'd seen every single person talking about 10K. 10K was like the golden number for me, as it was for so many people. So it was emotional. Like, I knew that if I hit it, I felt like, every single problem in the world would disappear. And it was emotional because it's something that I'd been seeing for years. And I was like, you know what? I want to make it happen. I made it visible. Okay, I made it visible to the point where I wrote it down. I wrote it everywhere. I told people about my goals. I made people hold me accountable. I made my mentor hold me accountable. I made it visible. And finally, I made it daily. Like I walked towards it daily. I didn't just have a goal and woke up and did nothing about it. Every single day, whether it was a Monday, whether it was a Thursday, whether it was a Sunday, I woke up every single day and got to it. That is what you need to do when you have specific goals, okay? You need to make it specific, you need to make it emotional, you need to make it visible, and you need to make it daily. If you can have those action points and you can make a specific goal, you will be able to achieve it. Most people have unclear goals, which makes it hard to know if they're on track and to keep accountable, okay? I had to think and stop and see what I wrote here. That doesn't look like unclear. But most people have unclear goals, which makes it hard to know if they're on track and keep accountable. So the number one thing that you can do that will put yourself ahead, and the first step is you need to make a goal, you need to make it clear. You need to be able to assess yourself on this goal of if you've been able to achieve it or not, okay? So that was step number one. Step number two of achieving this goal is I figured out the vehicle. Okay, so now you've got a goal. You need to figure out exactly how you're going to get there. My goal was 10K in a month. And here is me. Here's my little stickman figure. Here's the destination, which is the goal. In order to get there, it's 100 miles away. From where I started off to where I wanted to get to, it was 100 miles away, okay? And in order to get to my destination, you need a vehicle. You need a method of transport. You need something that's going to make it possible for you to achieve that goal. You need a vehicle to take you there, okay? So in order to make money, I knew that in order to make money, I need to actually start doing something, right? I can't just, want to make money, but not actually have anything I'm doing to make money. So I started looking at side hustles online, okay? And there's so many side hustles online: crypto, trading, Forex, e-commerce, dropshipping, SMMA, UGC, you name it. I'm sure there's about 20 more that have been added, okay? These are things that people class, and this is what is classed as a destination. If you have a specific goal, which is if it's making money online, your vehicle is going to be what you use, what you use to create the income that actually gets you to that goal. But contrary to popular beliefs, okay, I didn't choose any of these goals. I didn't choose crypto. I didn't choose trading. I didn't choose e-commerce. I didn't choose dropshipping or UGC or SMMA. All of these side hustles that every single person in the world that sees a phone think that they're going to get rich off. I didn't do any of that, okay? I chose a skill that was in the marketplace for years and that is going to forever be in the marketplace and that has been in the marketplace before any of these things even existed, before trading was a thing, before SMMA was a thing, before dropshipping was a thing. I chose something that was proven and has been in the space for years. I chose sales. Now, I could go on a full monologue on why I think sales was the key for me and why I think sales is the best thing for any young person, any young man looking to make money. But you can watch my other videos and you can get the point across, okay? I'm just telling you what I chose. I chose sales to make me 10K plus per month. And it was specifically high ticket sales, okay? So appointment setting and high ticket closing. That is what I figured out. That is what I learned. That is what I wanted to get good at. And that is the vehicle that I chose in order to get me to my destination, which was 10K plus per month. So I figured out the vehicle and I locked in, okay? I got started, okay? So that was step number 2. You figure out the vehicle of what it is that you're looking to achieve. And then finally, you execute, okay? So once you have a goal, once you have a vehicle, it's time to execute. It's time to execute on said mission, okay? The implementation and the action. Most people, when it comes down to this, fall into the mental masturbation trap. They watch videos. They read books on sales. They read books on trading. They talk about their goals. They manifest them. They write them down. But they never take action. They take zero action. They spend all the time in the world reading about how to get good at this. They spend all the time in the world watching videos on trading, watching videos on sales, telling their boys about how they're going to do this, how they want to start this. And they figure out the vehicle that is possible, because everything that I've shown you is possible to make you money. They sit on the vehicle, but they take zero action. Okay? If you want to achieve something, no amount of learning and no amount of watching videos is actually going to get you to do that thing. There's no amount of resources. No one is going to do it for you. You need to take action. You need to actually put in a step-by-step plan, and you can't fall into the mental masturbation trap, okay? So this is my full action plan that I did, and for every single person watching this video right now, this is what I advise you to do once you figure out a vehicle. Instead of falling into that mental masturbation trap, step number 1 is find a proven mentor. You need to find someone who has done exactly what it is that you're trying to do. Because if you have someone that has done what you want to do and they lay out a step-by-step process and they guide you and they give you all their training and they give you all of their knowledge on how you've got there, how they got there, it is quite literally impossible to not succeed. Just do what they tell you to do and you win. It's literally that simple. Just do what they tell you to do and you will win. Okay? So number 1, I found a proven mentor. And then step number 2, I started learning, but also implementing. Okay, so there's a difference between learning and implementing. Yeah, you can watch all the modules. Yeah, you can watch all the resources. But if you don't implement, nothing will happen. So what I do is I'd always start the day with research. I'd start the day with learning about sales. I'd start the day, first couple of hours, I'd research. And then when it hit the afternoon period, I'd start actioning. I start implementing what I've done. I start implementing the outreach. I start implementing the messaging, the scripts, the trying to look for a client. I start implementing what I'm learning, as that is the only way that you're actually going to get good at something. Okay, there's procedural learning, and then there's actually theory learning, right? So there's theory learning and there's procedural learning. There's lessons that you learn in theory, like studying, and then there's lessons you learn actually doing it. And what do you think gets you to the most success? Procedural learning, because you're learning while you're doing it, you adapt and you get good. Okay, so I started the day with research and then I'd end the day with working. Okay, step number 3 is I surrounded myself with winners. I go to masterminds, I go to calls, I go to communities. Okay, you become the person of who you spend the most time with. So I made it my mission to surround myself around killers, around my mentors, around my other successful people that I'd look up to. I'd reach out to them, I'd outreach to them. Okay, if you hang around with poor people, if you hang around with people people that don't know how to make money, or if you hang around people with no ambition, guess what? You're going to be one of them. And I knew that I did not want to be one of them, so I surrounded myself with winners. And then finally, I consistently showed up every single day. After I figured out what I wanted to do, after I figured out the vehicle, okay, I implemented, I learned it every single day. Okay, there's so many free courses when it comes down to sales or whatever it is that you're looking to do. I've literally got some on my page right now. I'm going to be posting more. Whatever it is that you want to do, you find out the information, you get a mentor that's going to help you get there if you want to. Okay, I strongly advise you to. And then you start learning and you start implementing. That is the number one way. And that is the way that I scaled myself to 10K plus per month as a 19-year-old, and what's allowed me to sit and making this video right now. And that is exactly how you watching this video can do the same. I've simpled it down and I broke it down. I'm not going to make this into a half an hour video for you. You've got the action steps, and I'll go away and do what I've said, go away and actually implement. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll catch you soon.